Alrighty, everyone. Hello and welcome to the Lifeguard Shack. This is a podcast presented to you by Robert Glover and the guys and the girls over at the Lifeguard Shack. Yes, there are some females that do help us now. We have moved so far and so vast over the past month, and it's time for another episode. I just hope you guys enjoy these episodes because I really enjoy bringing them to you guys. It's something that I'm passionate about, and it started to become something that I really enjoy doing in my time. I want to kick up more episodes monthly, but right now it's just a lot to do. I know eventually life will slow down or it might speed up, but I'm still going to put these podcasts out. And yeah, that's just what I've been thinking. It's a lot to go through, but it's not really that much. You just get to the process, do the process, and figure it out. This podcast is also going to be available on my Twitch. The username is misspelled right now because of the mishaps we had. It's Rob Topaz. It's supposed to be Trope, but we will get it together. That's all I can say. We will get it together, folks. This is probably going to be my first episode drinking some wine, too. So we'll see what I get into. I don't really like drinking a lot, so I feel like it just stirs your conscience. And it's just not for me. Like, when I say stir your conscience, it's like something that just takes you, it takes you out of that mode almost. I don't know. Because then you feel the effects the next day. That's kind of, I do know, but like you just feel the effects the next day. And I don't like that. Like, I just want to be messed up one day and then not feel the effects of it the next. But that's just what happens with your body over time. So, yeah. And building the brand and like feeling the effects of things, that is where I'm going to start off with building the brand. You start feeling the effects of things. And yeah. So we've been feeling the effects of things with building the Instagram and the Facebook page. The Facebook page is Lifeguard Shack, and you can find that on Facebook. We've got a few thousand followers, only a few hundred followers, but like we're getting to the 1,000 range now. So follow us while we're small. Catch up to us if we ever get big. You never know. I'm gonna push so much content through this thing. Yeah, that's the goal. Just keep pushing out content. I've been trying to keep up to date with the monthly posts on the Instagram too and on the Facebook page, but it gets hard throughout the month because some topics aren't as big as I think they are. And then like some topics are big and I miss them too late because everyone's already brought out the news. And you don't want to be someone that's posting like 4 hours late, but I guess there's really no timetable for news if you present it differently. So it's something that it's just like coming up with new ideas. Like when we start coming up with new ideas on how to post the news, then we'll start like getting out more news. But right now, it's mostly me posting the news on the Instagram and Facebook page. The help I have right now, they're off doing things in their life, and I told them that's the best thing for them. So with that, you're gonna see like the content is not as good as it should be or as it once was at one time period because like either I'm just producing a lot of content at that time and I'm feeling like okay, I got time and space and this is bringing joy so I can do this, but it's always bringing joy. It's just like I'm never really able to find that intermediate of just like this is joy, I have the help, and we're doing everything in a process. Like it's always been like working towards it, but I've actually obtained it at some point. So, and I don't want to turn this into just me. This is just behind the brand and the thoughts on that. But like that's just my idea of what's going on behind the brand and what I can bring to you guys and give you guys an idea of what's going on. We are thinking about opening up a Depop store. The Depop store is up, but like it's not official yet. So you can follow it, but I wouldn't really follow it Like we're probably gonna take it down right now because like we want to get into like actually selling items through a website, but with Instagram taking down the shop over the past, I think it was month or the month before last, they didn't help small businesses anymore like they used to. So with that, now we're in a situation where we have to find a new way to develop a store that will bring in engagement and also bring in people because we can get a ton of engagement, but they're gonna have to want to click the website link to get what they want. And if we're just posting podcast clips and news, it gets kind of tough to do that. But with the view store option that they used to have, that's when, even with all that engagement, they get to see the shop right there and bang, it was right there. But I get it. People don't really shop that much on Instagram. I shopped one time on there. I think I got an MTV sweater. That was it. Like, but I get why they took it out. I just wish they would have kept it in. But yeah. So like living up to the hype is what comes with that. And like I've been putting out these podcasts and the audience has been great. What we're doing has been great, but like it takes a lot to live up to the hype. So like people will come and go, ideas will come and go, things happen, but like we still consistently are trying to live up to the hype. And right now the hype that we're trying to live up to is the podcast hype because that is like key. Like I feel like podcasting right now is like kind of where I'm trying to head towards because there's just longevity in the podcast. Like some apps are starting to die out, but I don't think these apps are gonna die out because we're in an age now where tech is truly about to start running the world. If it hasn't already, if you guys don't think it has, I'm not for tech. I'm not against tech, but I like technology a lot because it's just advanced the world in so many ways. And putting in the work over time, eventually you can live up to the hype. And that's why I'm not stressing it because like with that, we will be able to live up to the hype if we put in the work over time. It just takes time and effort and networking and a little bit of money, but like that comes with time. Like you can get money, like it fast money or slow money, it's still money. You can get money. So just like putting in the work, I feel like eventually will lead to all of that and above. Well, all of that, what I said before. So with that, like, I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but like Jimmy Carter, our 39th president, has just entered hospice at home. I don't know if you guys know what that means. I'm gonna give you guys some details on that. Like hospice is when you say, okay, I don't need any more treatment. Like if I die, don't give me CPR, don't give me any amputation to bring me back. Don't do anything. Just let me go. And I like this is coming from an article I read. It says after a series of short hospital stays, the statement said Carter decided to spend his remaining time at home with his family and receive hospice care instead of additional medical intervention. That to me sounds like wow. Like he's lived a life. He's lived a great life. But I'm not done yet. Carter was a little known Georgia governor when he began his bid for the presidency ahead of the 1976 election. He went on to defeat then President General R. Ford, capitalizing as Washington outsider in the wake of the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal that drove Richard Nixon from office in 1974. So I think he has a good background. He's from Georgia. I read a little bit about him a couple days before this, and then I heard this news, and then I read into it. So this news to me was all new because I was just reading good things about him, and then I came across it, and I was just like, wow, like our 39th president is really entered hospice, and he asked for his privacy and everything, but I just had to let the world know because this is like this is he's our oldest president. That's the next statement I'm gonna bring to you guys. Jimmy Carter's retirement, now 42 years, is the longest in American presidential history. At the age of 98, he is 98. Carter is also the oldest living president, as well as the nation's longest living president. That stands for itself. Life to me is huge. Everyone has a life, everyone has a purpose. He lives his life, he's inspiring those. I'm even talking about him. So like he's inspiring. I love Jimmy Carter now because like it's sad, but it's like wow, I would have never known some of the stuff that I read about him the day before and then heard this, I would have never known this. And it's just like just watch for it in these next few days as he's entered hospice and try to find out what goes on. He might have like by the time this episode drops, I don't know if he will have been deceased or if he will still be living because this is happening a while in advance. So we'll just have to see what happens as things play out in these next few weeks. And it could be a month. I'm not going to put a timetable on it, but from the news I've heard, hospice is not something that you just live through. And he's 98, but I don't want to count anyone out of life because it's your life and you know, I don't want to be that guy. So with that, we go on to TikTok not having discovery. And I think with that Jimmy Carter, one more thing on that Jimmy Carter, I think it's sad. I really do think it's sad. Like that's probably some of the saddest news I have gotten in probably some weeks. In some weeks, I'd say, because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting to hear that. But yeah, it's something I've always wondered about Twitch. Now that we're transitioning into this Twitch topic in the tech era and everything that's going on, we're gonna transition into that. I'm gonna bring you some news about Twitch. Twitch not having discovery. That right there to me is like, why? Why don't they have discovery? Like they have discovery. I'll give them the homepage, but like discovery is hard to find unless you have the most views and your game has a lot of followers. I feel like that's another way. But if you don't have the most views or your channel's not recommended a lot, you're not gonna get discovery. There's raids and other ways. I feel like, but just through the app Twitch, I've heard there's lack of discovery. And I found this out through the grapevine. I'm not gonna say any names, but I just found this out through the grapevine. And I thought it was rather interesting because if they had discovery, that would drive creators to Twitch. They do have a good payout. They do have a good payout. But I wish they just had like a better way for discovery. Because if they did, it'd be sweet. You gotta think about that. It also makes it more of like a secondary app. I know some people know this, but like for the people that don't know it, Twitch is like its own is like a secondary app. Like Instagram's the main app, and then there's Twitch, or there's like iPhone messages, and then there's Snapchat. There's like two ways to message, but that's like one's a secondary option, and then one's a first option. It's like once you've built an audience up, then you hit Twitch. Like that's how I would equate Twitch. It's its own thing. Like it's not like every other app. And that's what makes it different to me. There's nothing wrong with it not having discovery. I just think it's something that they should like look towards in the future if they want to produce numbers like TikTok does and like Instagram does. Like I think the first app I saw a billion on was TikTok. There might have been I actually I think I've seen a billion views on YouTube or 100 million. Was it a billion? I don't. I think the first billion I've seen was Charlie D'Amelio's likes on TikTok. Like that was the most I've ever seen engagement ever. If that count or impressions or however you would qualify that as engagement or impressions. But like that to me was huge. I was like, oh my god, I have never seen something like this. I have never. And I like a billion, that bad boy had a B next to it. Now there's other creators that are hitting like 100 million and stuff like that. That's still huge, but a billion's like its own standalone number. Like she's technically a billionaire to me in my book. Like not money wise, but she has a billion and something. Not too many people can say that. And like along with that, digital product review I'm gonna give Snapchat. I normally don't do this, but Snapchat Plus is a digital product review I want to start giving. Like I want to start looking up digital product reviews and give them to you guys. The digital product review with this is Snapchat. Some background on it for you that if you don't know about it, it's an exclusive experimental and pre-release feature. You might have seen this on your Snapchat. It's like right above like when you're on the home screen. As soon as you tap the app, swipe down, and it's like right up there. And it's like a feature that you could get. Now, some of the features include chat wallpaper, where you're able to change the wallpaper in chat for both users, for yourself and your friends. So, like, that to me, kind of intriguing. Intriguing. And then you get into post view emojis. So, like, this is pick an emoji you want, and your friends will see it after they view your snap. So like you know how it's like the red arrow after you send out a snap? Well, with this, it will be a different emoji that you want. Like any type of emoji that you're thinking of, it'll be placed right there. That'll be placed right there. So I think that's kind of dope because no one really has that. Some people have it. I know big influencers that have it. I know some small people that have it, but they're creators. So I don't know. Some more to get into the story rewatch. So you can see how many friends have rewatched your story and some of your other features. And there's some other features, is what I meant to say. So with those, like, you could basically turn your Snapchat into an Instagram almost. Not content wise, but like I get with the rewatch story views. You can see how I don't know how it would work because it's in an experimental phase, and I might be wrong. It's not like Instagram, but it just gives me that idea of an Instagram. I'm gonna get more into it because, like, I like it. Just I'm a fan of it. I'm just gonna tell you guys, I'm a fan of it. I don't have it. I'm thinking about getting it. I just want to bring it to you guys first because that's the type of person I am. I want to bring it out first, show you guys, and then maybe get it. See how it goes. But like, why I might move to it is because it's new technology and I like to try new things. Like those features and some more features. There was like 12 features that you could get. I'm not gonna list them all and say them all, but like those features look pretty dope, and I was pretty interested in getting them. And it seems like more of a creator thing rather than a regular person thing, like a citizen thing. But I would still invest my time in it because it's just so impressive. It's just so impressive. But yeah, and with that, I've seen creators like Jackson Mahone use it and others, and it only costs $3.99 a month and $29.99 a year. And lastly, we're gonna get into people will say anything to make you seem like they're ahead of you. In some cases, they might just be like, "Bro, like, did you see this, this, and this? Like, I'm doing this, this, and this. Like, what? Yada yada yada." And it's just like, oh, okay, like, bro, we're all living in a midst. Like we said last episode, we're all living in the midst of it. And other times, there's just like we're all in the same boat. So like, just take it. You know, it comes down to dignity and how you treat others. To me, and which can tie you into loyalty because like you're gonna believe in what them you're gonna believe in them. It's just like how both parties present it. It's just how both parties present it. So, and with that, I hope you guys have loved this episode and tune in for more. We will be back with more. I will be back with more. You know I'm gonna be here. People will eventually start tuning in more with us when I start bringing on more guests. But I'm not saying the audience is low. I'm just saying people will start coming in when I'm ready to bring them in. Yeah, folks. I make the rules around here. And yeah, that's the episode. I'll see you. Thanks for tuning in.